right, folks. Listen, this is a live stream, and in this video, I'm going to show you how Elvis, who is the real Antichrist, is connected to all the presidents, but mainly, you know, to these, to the ones I always talk about. But pay attention, okay? If you're new to the channel, you got to watch the live section of this channel. That's where all my recent videos are, okay, under the live section of this channel. So watch the last 8 months of videos to get caught up on what I'm talking about, okay? And if you have any questions, just wait till I do my fellowship live streams. Those are the ones I don't leave up, okay? Those are the ones that we just talk to each other and I answer questions and stuff. But right now I'm doing information video, so I'm not going to be really answering any questions. So why is Elvis the Antichrist? Okay, I'm not going to get into it here. Just ask me that in the live streams where I'm doing the fellowship. But Elvis is the real Antichrist, okay? And when Elvis was born, he had an identical twin that was sacrificed at birth. And because there can only be one Antichrist, but there has to be an image of an Antichrist. See, there had to be a sacrifice, a death at the moment Elvis was born, okay? And that's why Trump is the replacement twin. He is the image of the Antichrist in the flesh. And what does that mean? They're copying God. Because when God was in heaven as the Father, the Son, who is God, was walking in the flesh, okay? Jesus is God in the flesh, but at the same time, God was still in heaven. That's why they need two. Elvis is playing God in heaven. Trump is playing God in the flesh. And that's why Trump is the one who gets the head wound. And he survives the deadly head wound, okay? And when is that deadly head wound? On August 4th in Ohio. Now, my other prediction is that Elvis is the beast out of the sea, the biblical beast out of the sea. And it has to do with this event that's going to happen on June 11th in Washington State. And the biblical beast out of the sea, one of its heads seems to have had a head wound that healed. And the world wondered after this deadly head wound that was healed. And that's Trump's August 4th event. So June 11th, Washington State, August 4th, Trump head wound. Okay, and he survives this deadly head wound. Okay. Now, so like I said, they need to copy what God did. Of course, it's going to be some counterfeit, insane, satanic ritual that they're going to try and do to make it look like, that they're God. You know what I mean? Anyway, so let's get started here. So we're going to be talking about, because you know that that Elvis died at the age of 42, okay? And Washington is the 42nd state. There's lots of 42s that I could connect to you right now, but I'm not going to get into that. We're just going to go straight into what this connection with Bill Clinton and Trump, and why they're using the name Stein, and then I'm going to show you like the Epstein thing. But this has nothing to do with what Epstein has done. I'm showing you why that he's in the news. Okay, it has nothing to do with the stupid story that they're running about that whole Trump thing. So that's why you're going to enjoy this, because I don't talk about that stupid thing. All right, because there's no way to prove it one way or another, and I don't care about the story because we know that they're evil. Okay, stop wasting your time with that. Okay, so why are they using the name Stein? Okay, because whenever you see Stein, that's the word Elvis. Elvis equals Stein. So when you see the Stein in the name, like Frankenstein, okay, because he's going to be an abomination, this Stein, okay? Now, so Elvis equals Stein in gematria. Now, why are they using Epstein, this Jeffrey Epstein story? EP and Stein, okay? You have Elvis Presley for EP. See the initials? EP, and Stein equals Elvis. So you have a double Elvis connection in the name Epstein, and you're telling me that it's connected. Like it's like the biggest story with Trump, you know. And who was the judge in the case, in this Epstein case? The name was Loretta Preska, just like President and Presley. Okay, and that's why Elvis's Graceland, his home, looks just like the White House. Okay, it's got 4 pillars in the front and a pyramid on the top. Okay, now, when was this judge born that was in the that did that Jeffrey Epstein case? It was born on 1/7. It just so happens that date. You know, we had that uh, shooting from the ice thing the other day, but right before Elvis's birthday. So that creature was born on 1/7. Elvis was born on 1/8. Okay, now. So it's born one day before Elvis, the judge. Okay. Now, what's with this Jeffrey Epstein having to die on that particular day? What was the point? Because look, from Jeffrey Epstein's birth date to Jeffrey Epstein death date, even the days are important, but I'm not going to get into that. The Jeffrey Epstein birth date to the death date is 66 years, 6 months, and 22 days. Look at that, 666. And look at the percentage of that amount of days. 666 with 3 crowns. The letter O is a portal, a crown. Okay. And what else we got here? And who's the judge in the Maduro case? The first judge that they mentioned was somebody named Hellerstein. So you have the Hell and the Elvis, because Stein equals Elvis. Okay? And you remember Elvis was all across the earth with his Black Lives Matter. Okay? Elvis is the black star, which I've talked about many, many times. I'm not going to get into it here. So remember, Elvis equals Stein. So every time you see Stein, that's what you're saying is Elvis. And you think it's a coincidence that because I told you everything connects to the Twin Towers with Elvis and to Pearl Harbor and to this next event that's going to happen on June 11th. So who bought the towers right before it went down? 2 months before, a guy named Larry Silverstein bought the Twin Towers. And remember, Elvis was an identical twin. Okay, and the word twin equals 66, and it was 66 years, 8 months, 4 days from Elvis's birth to the day the towers fell. So twin equals 66, and it was 66 years from Elvis's birth. Anyway, so silver has the Elvis in the word. Look at that. Elvis is Elvis. Stein is Elvis. And remember, there was 2 of them born. Twin towers. You understand? And R, look at that. The letter R is the 18th letter. 18 looks like the numbers 1/8. And that's Elvis's birth. So you have Elvis's birth with 2 Elvises. You get it? Like the twin. Okay? And even the name Larry is important, but I'm not going to get into that. All right, so now you understand. Before I go on, I had to show that to make you understand why Trump is involved in this stupid story, okay? Because it's just out there to put Stein in the name, okay? And of course to also to cause a distraction, and from thinking about more important things, okay? Because the end of the world, folks, is coming up. When I say the end of the world, I mean end times, okay? We're lucky if we have 10 years left. I'm talking about as Christians, okay? Because we're not going to take the mark, so it's coming. So get ready, okay? Now, so that was just laying the groundwork for what I'm about to show right now. That way you can see that everything connects to Elvis. He is the source that everything emits out of. Okay, he is the one that they've chosen. Okay, and Trump is his image. Let's go. So who's in the news? Bill Clinton is in the news again because he was part of this Epstein nonsense. Now watch how everything connects to Elvis. So Bill Clinton was the 42nd president, and he was born on 8/19/46. Okay, that year, you had 3 presidents born: Bush, Clinton, and Trump. George Bush Jr., Bill Clinton, and Trump. So anyway, Bill Clinton was the 42nd president, birth date 8/19/46. 42nd president, Bill Clinton. Why is that important? Because Elvis died at the age of 42, and Washington's the 42nd state, okay? And because that's where the June 11th event is going to be. So anyway, so he was born on 8/19/46, the 42nd president. And let's look at how many days from Elvis's birth to the day Bill Clinton was born. Look at this. So from the day Elvis was birthed to the day that Bill Clinton was birthed, the exact days is 4,242 days when you add the day. Do you understand how impossible this is? For the 42nd president, you understand? He was the 42nd president to be born 4,242 days after Bill Clinton. After Elvis. Bill Clinton was born 4,242 days after Elvis, and he's the 42nd president. And what is 42 plus 42? 84. That's the day Trump gets his head wound, you know? And like I said, he's the 42nd president, you know? It's unbelievable, right? And like I said, it's all about Elvis and the Washington State June 11th event, right? Now, and you know, Bill Clinton's born on 8/19, right? And if you add up all the numbers between 8 through 19, you get 162. June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. Okay? And if people don't know, let me just do this for you. That way you can understand. That way that I'm not just making stuff up. Okay, watch. I don't like wasting time like this, but just for the people who don't understand. What is 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 15 plus 16 plus 17 plus 18 plus 19?
The answer is 162.
Say 162. Okay? So there it is. And that's why are we doing that? Because 8/19 is Bill Clinton's birthday. Okay, that's just another connection that I'm making with Elvis and to this puzzle. Okay. Now, here's another incredible connection. Bill Clinton, the 42nd president, born on 8/19. The prime number, the 42nd prime number is 181. If you were to minus 181 from 1,000, because you can't minus it from 100, so you'd have to go to the next reset number, which is 1,000, because every 10, like 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, you understand? So 181 minus 1,000 is 819. You see that? So 42nd president, 42nd prime is 181. He's born on 8/19. You minus 181 from 1,000, you get 819. So the 181 connects to the 819. Do you understand? And to the 42, and he's the 42nd president. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? And like I said, it's all for Elvis. Elvis died at age 42. Washington's the 42nd state. And he's 4,242 days after Elvis's birth, the 42nd president, you know? Okay. Now, Elvis was born on the 8th day of the year. And the 8th prime number equals 19. You see that? And Bill Clinton's born 8/19. Get it? 8. He's born on the 8th day. The 8th prime is 19. And so that means that Elvis needs that 19. Okay? He's born on 1/8, but he needs that 1/9. He needs that 19 crown because look, 8 equals 19, the prime. The 19th prime equals 67, and Elvis equals 67. Okay, his name. And 67 is the first number when written out, like you're writing a check, written out 67, it equals 162, which is June 11th again. 67 is the first number that equals 162. Now, remember, I was just telling you that Elvis needs the 1/9. What happened with that 19 crown connection? Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what happened, right? Where was the first place that it hit the 19 crown in America? The corona, the 19 crown, because corona means crown. Where was the first case? In Washington State. Actually, they said Seattle. It was a man from Seattle. They stopped at the SeaTac airport, and the first case was in Seattle. It landed over there, and then the first death was in King County. Elvis was known as the King. Seattle's in King County, okay. And the first, like I said, the first case was there in Seattle. The first death was in King County, and the first outbreak was in Kirkland. You know the Kirk story. It was in Kirkland, Washington. So it all connected over there. And who was the first famous person to get it? The 19 sickness. It was Tom Hanks. Okay? And what was Tom Hanks doing when he got the 19 sickness? He was filming the Elvis movie. You understand how unbelievable that is? The first famous person to get it, he's filming the Elvis movie. He had to stop production for a little while. Okay? Just give me a second here. So like I said, he needed that 19, right? And can someone double check this, because I forgot to double check this one, because I haven't shown this in years. Could someone check that in the chat and see if I'm right? So I don't even want to say that word, but you see that word? It equals 155. And just simple, you just add it up to what it is in the alphabet. From Elvis's birthday to 6/11 is 155 days. Okay. Oh, and let me tell you something. If you wrote out the word 155, like you're writing a check, write 155, it would equal 216. It's the first number that equals 216, and 216th day of the year is August 4th, because everything has to connect to each other. 6/11 has to connect to August 4th, my other prediction for Trump getting his head wound. This is the day Washington State gets struck. So 155 written out equals 216. And Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. And 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. And that's August 4th, the 216th day of the year. My other prediction. 6/11 and 8/4. Okay. Now, so it's all about that 19 crown, right? Because I've explained it on my channel. We can talk about it at the end of this video, why the 19 is so important. But look at this. The prime numbers for 8 was 19, and he needs the 9, like I told you, Elvis. He's born on the 8th day, and he's at 9. The 9th prime is 23. You add it up, you get 42. You see that? The 8th prime is 19, 9th prime is 23. And what is the initials? The 19th letter is S. The 23rd letter is W. Look at that. 1923. It's 42. Seattle, Washington initials. You see that? Okay. And who else has the SW initials? Who else has the SW initials? You ever heard of this creature? Look at this. You know, Elvis was born in Tennessee. Okay. And of course, it has the TP initials, but forget about that right now, even though it's super important to this puzzle, all the numbers. But right now, we want to focus on the creature, Sir Wiener Williams. Sir Wiener. So Sir Wiener Williams, uh, the initials for Sir Wiener is S and W, like Seattle, Washington. And look when this creature is born, 9/26/81. What is important about 9/26/81? Okay, let me show you. Okay, give me a second here. When did Donald Trump's brother, Fred Christ Trump Jr., die, and how old was he? Listen.
Fred Trump Jr., Donald Trump's brother, passed away in 1981. He was 42 years old at the time, dying from complications of alcoholism.
42 years old. When did Fred Christ Trump Jr. die? Listen.
Fred Trump Jr., Donald Trump's brother, passed away on September 26, 1981.
September 26, 1981, at the age of 42. So Sir Wiener Williams was born on the exact day that Donald Trump's brother, whose middle name is Christ, just like his dad, Fred Trump Sr., his name is Christ in the middle. He died at the age of 42 on the same date as Sir Wiener. And remember, we're connecting the 42s. 19 plus 23 is 42. The Sir Wiener, Seattle, Washington initials, dies at 42 on the same date as the birth of the Sir Wiener Williams. And the reason I was bringing up Tennessee, because Elvis died in Tennessee. 10 is, get it? 10 is Elvis Presley. P. But anyway, forget about that. So he's born on he died on Sir Wiener's birth. Okay. Oh, and look when he was born. Look at that. 10/14. That's George Floyd's birthday and Charlie Kirk's birthday. Yeah. I forgot to check the connections with that, but who cares right now? But anyway, he died on the day that Sir Wiener Williams was born, right? Now watch this. Watch this. So from the day Elvis was born to the day Sir Wiener Williams was born and to the day Fred Christ Trump Jr. died at the age of 42, from Elvis's birth to that date is 46 years, 8 months, 19 days. What is that? What is that? That is the day. That's the same numbers as Bill Clinton, who was the 42nd president, his birthday, 8/19/46. Look at that. 46 years, 8 months, 19 days. And that's, remember, he died at 42, this Fred Trump Jr. Okay, do you see it? 42, he dies. Sir Wiener Williams, SW initials, like Seattle, Washington, gets born. You have from Elvis's birth to the day that those two events happen right here. 46 years, 8 months, 19 days. That is his birth date, Bill Clinton, who's the 42nd president. Okay? And don't forget that from Elvis's birthday to Bill Clinton's birthday was 4,242 days, and he's the 42nd president. Now, from Bill Clinton's birth date to the day that Sir Wiener Williams was born and Fred Trump Jr. died at the age of 42, remember he's the 42nd president, was 35 years, 1 month, 8 days. And what is that? That's Elvis's birthday. You understand? That's Elvis's birthday, 1/8/35. So from Elvis's birth to that date was Bill Clinton's birthday. And from Bill Clinton's birthday to that date is Elvis's birth. You understand? Okay, did you guys get that before I move on? Did you guys get that? Okay, do you understand how incredible those connections are? It's like I said, it's satanic rituals that is going on here. Whatever the heck, because a death happened on that. That's why it's so important. See, a death happened. There had to be a death ritual. Okay. And remember, the guy that died on that day was Fred Christ Trump Jr., 42 years old. Okay. I'll get back to Sir Wiener in a minute. Sir Wiener Williams. Give me a second here. So remember, we're talking about the 42 connections, and we were just talking about because Elvis died at the age of 42, and we're connecting all these 42 connections. And you know that date that I was just showing you? Look at this. From Elvis's death date to that date where Serena Williams was born, 9/26. Look at that. From Elvis's death date in the same year, you go to that day, it's 42 days. Okay, so that's a coincidence too? You see what I'm saying? Now do you see all the 42 connections? Elvis died at 42. Washington's the 42nd state. And Fred Christ Trump Jr. dies at the age of 42 on the day that Serena Williams SW42 initials. Okay? And from Elvis's death date to that date is 42 days. Okay? And remember, there was 3 people. Yeah, there's a movie called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy where it talks about the 42 being the answer to everything. That took a supercomputer 7.5 million years or something. Anyway, or 7 million years or whatever. Anyway, so that year in when Bill Clinton was born, in 1946, there was 2 other people born, right? Trump was born in 1946, and so was George Bush. All right. So look at this. From George Bush's birthday to Elvis's death is 42 days. You see that? That's another 42 connection. That's to George Bush Jr.'s birthday, the one that was born the same year as Clinton and Trump, And before I show this, let me get this one out of the way. Look, from Trump's birthday, the only thing I could come up with this was from Trump's birth to George Bush's birth was 22 days if you don't add the day, 23 days if you add the day. 22 and 23 make 45. I mean, that's the only thing I could see on that. Oh, I forgot to mention that the reason that Bush is important, because you know how Clinton was the 42nd president, but but he was actually the 41st person to become the 42nd president. So that would mean that George Bush, the 9/11 president, was the 42nd person to become president. 42nd person to become the 43rd president. So that's why this 42 again connects to Bush, because Bush was the 42nd person. All right. Now, oh, and I forgot to mention about the 9 connection that Elvis needs. 1 through 9 equals 45. Okay, which connects to my birthday. I was born on 9/4, but it landed on the 9/5 because it was a leap year. But the 45 is connected to the Trump because it's the bridge connection. It's the to the other side into the portal. I'll explain that in another video, which I've explained already, but I'll explain it again. But why am I bringing up? Oh, here. So from George Bush Jr., the one that was born in the same year as Trump and Clinton, from his birthday that year to Bill Clinton's birthday is 44 days if you don't add the day, and 45 days if you add the day. And who was the 44-45 president? It was Trump. Trump was the 44th person, 45th president. And that's why the Obama, who was the 44th president, was born on August 4th. And because Trump is going to get his head wound on August 4th, and that's why the 44th president, Obama, had to give it to him. Because he had to have that connection to that 44, had to connect to 8-4. Trump is the 44th person, and Obama is the 44th president, and he was born on 8-4. That's why Trump has to get the head wound on Obama's birthday, because it's on 8-4, okay? And why is the 44-45 so important? Because the square root of 44 is 6.6, and then a bunch of numbers after that. The first two numbers is 6.6. And then 45 is 6.7. And if you add them together, 4445 square root is 66.67. And why is this important? Because, see, Elvis equals 67, and the word twin equals 66. And from the date 6/11 to the day Elvis died is 66 days, or 67 if you add the day. You see that? You understand? The 44-45 connects, and who died on 4/4? Who died on 4/4? MLK. And who died the same year MLK died? RFK on 6/6. Do you see it? 4/4 MLK. And where was MLK? Hold on, let me put this down real quick. Let me finish this first. So from 6/11 to 8/16 is 66 or 67 days, which connects to what I was showing here with the square root connections to 44-45, and all connected to the 666. And here's another connection from Bill Clinton's birth. If you went forward 666 days, it would land on Trump's birthday. It would be his second birthday, I think. But it would land on Trump's birthday. Not, of course, not the same year, because Trump was born the same year as him. But if you went forward, it would land on Trump's birthday, 666 days. You know, and then from Trump's birthday, if you went forward 666 days, I think it lands on Vernon Presley, Elvis's dad. Okay? And remember, that year, Trump, Clinton, and Bush were born. You have that TCB connection. TCB is Elvis's motto, taking care of business, you know. Now, real quick, I'll get to the TCB thing in a moment. About the MLK connection, because I was connecting the 4445. He died on 4/4, but it landed on the 4/5 day because it was a leap year. So that's why it connects to 44 and 45. And what does that mean about RFK when he died? He landed on the 6/6. I mean, it was 6/6 the date, but because it was a leap year, it landed on the 6/7 day because it's a leap year. You understand? So 44-45, 66-67. And that is the square root of what I was showing you with the 44-45 is 6.6, 6.7. Or 44-45 is 66.67. Do you see what I'm talking about? And MLK, Martin Luther King, was killed where Elvis died in Memphis, Tennessee. And now that King County in Seattle, where Seattle's in King County, it's named after Martin Luther King. It's named after Martin Luther King. I mean, are you understanding what I'm saying? What, just like what they did, supposedly did to MLK, they're going to do to, you understand, to the King County. Because who is the king? It's Jesus. Jesus is the king. Do you understand? Jesus is the king. That's what they're telling you. They're going to, you know, somehow, and you know that the throne of God seems to have an emerald color, it says, the overall color. And that's the Emerald City. You understand? But I believe that they're going to, you know, destroy more than just that one area. Okay, if you've seen my videos, you know what I'm talking about. I believe that they're going to destroy the west side of Washington State, where Elvis's head is, which I've shown many times. All right. Now, speaking of the 66, 67, it just so happens that from Trump's birthday to Bill Clinton's birthday that same year is 66 days or 67 days if you add the day. Look at that. And in 26, 2 months, 6 days. And we're in the year 26. Do you understand what I just showed there? Okay. Let me show you. And then from 8/19, that date, if you go forward to Trump's birthday, 666 days, it lands on his birthday. You see that? Only if you go from the day, from that year that he was born, I'm saying. Because sometimes it can be 664 or 665 days if you add the day. But it has to have a leap year connected. So from the day Bill Clinton was born, you go forward 666 days and you add the day, it lands on Trump's birthday. Okay? And I told you from Trump's birthday to Bill Clinton is 66, 67, which I just explained all that. Okay? Now, what is this TCB thing? Because I told you Trump, Clinton, Bush were born the same year, right? TCB. What is this? Elvis TCB. Elvis TCB on his plane. This guy used to mark his planes with this stuff. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that, with a lightning bolt. You see it? TCB. Clinton, Trump, Bush. You see Trump, Clinton, Bush. Okay? With a lightning bolt. This is Elvis's plane. All right, you think that's a coincidence? Please. And I've explained to you what it means. 3, C is 3, T is 20, B is 2. 322. Get it? The 322. The Skull and Bones gang. You know? And I told you what that's about, because they say a third of the angels fell, right? So if a third fell, what do they mean by that? So if it's 322, if they're the 322 gang, what is that about? What does that mean? Look at what I showed years ago. So if my phone glitches, I'll come back as soon as possible. You know, it should come right back on. Just anyway. So what is the 322? So if it's 322, then there should be a 222 and a 122. If you add that up, you get 666. You see, if you take this out, a third of the angels. Do you get it? You see what I'm saying? Anyway, so you get the 666. All right. Anyway, so let me keep going here. I better hurry up because I know it's gonna get. Let me finish this here. What is this? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go back real quick to Serena. Look at this. Check this out. So what Williams? Look at this. Sir Wiener. Uh-oh, I don't see the comments. Oh, there it is. Let's watch this video. I know the phone's kind of glitching, so look at this. So they're playing the national anthem at Wimbledon for a gold medal for Sir Wiener Williams. And this is what's going to happen. And I'll explain to you why I'm showing it to you. So Sir Wiener Williams is going to get a gold medal. Look at the flag, what happens. See? So the flag fell. So the flag fell at the Sir Wiener Williams gold medal ceremony. And why is that important? Because look when it happened. When did the U.S. flag fall at Wimbledon during Serena Williams? Listen. It's not talking. Let me just show it to you. Look, it was in Wimbledon. Look, it's got the EL. EL means God. And the W for a crown. Look at that. Anyway, it happened on August 4th. The flag fell. And why is that important that the flag fell on August 4th? Because I told you Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th, right? When was Trump born?
Donald Trump was born on June 14th, 1946.
So he's born on June 14th. And you know that June is a 6 month. 6 times 14 is 84. So the phone started glitching. So I don't know what you guys missed. So I'm just going to recap just the last 30 seconds here. All right. So if you're watching this on a replay, that's why I'm recapping it, because the phone went dead and now it's back again. Okay. Because I pressed the button and it came back. Okay. Now let me show it one more time. Okay. So the flag, did everyone see the flag fall at Wimbledon? You guys saw that? Can you guys answer me that? Okay, so you guys did see that, all right? All right. So let me just one more time tell you. So when that flag fell at Wimbledon during Sir Wiener's gold medal, okay, and remember it's gold medal, you see? And anyway, so August 4th it fell at the dawn. Get it? Oh, hold on. And look, and it was in London, another dawn. When was Trump born?
Donald Trump was born on June 14th, 1946.
So he's born June 14th. 6 times 14 equals 84. And I told you Trump's going to get his head on 8/4. And that is when the flag fell on 8/4. Okay? And guess what day? What day is Flag Day in America? It's on Trump's birthday.
Flag Day in the United States is celebrated annually on June 14th. It marks the adoption of the American flag in 1777.
See?
And although it's a time for patriotic events, it's not a federal holiday.
Do you understand? So when the flag fell at Sir Wiener, because I told you, Sir Wiener Williams, SW, the 42 connect, all the 42 connections I showed. Elvis died at 42. Washington's the 42nd state, but they all connect. Everything has to connect to each other, and so this creature is getting the gold medal, and the flag falls during the Star Spangled Banner, and that was back in 2012. And you know that stupid I Pet Goat video came out that year. You know, in 2012. For the people who don't know you, if you're in the truth community, you'll know what I'm talking about. Stupid I Pet Goat crap. But so it fell on August 4th in 2012. And the flag falls. Trump is born on Flag Day. Get it? They're telling you that Trump is going to fall on August 4th. Do you understand? But of course, he's not going to completely, they're going to say he's dead, but he's going to come back from the dead. Okay? Now, and of course, it's all connected to each other like this. Elvis, look at when his birthday was. When was Elvis born? Listen to the birthday.
Elvis Presley was born on January 8th.
January 8th. When was Serena Williams baptized? The date? I'm not sure if they'll have it in there. It doesn't want to talk. Look. It was baptized on Elvis's birthday, January 8th. And in Florida, where Trump lives. You see that? Look at that. Look at that. January 8th, Elvis's birthday. It was baptized, the creature. As if I believe that, whatever. Listen, I believe that it was a ritual telling you that, because Elvis is going to be birthed out of the water, not him, his name, the number of his name, or his image, or all three. Do you understand? Is going to be birthed out of there. Okay, do you guys get that now? Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to show here. I left out a few things. It's not important. Now I can't remember what I was going to show. So let me just show just real quick. So just real quick here. So this is Elvis's Graceland. You see, it's got 4 pillars and then a pyramid on the top. And it even has this lamp right in there. You can't see it, but there's a hanging lamp. You see anyway, why can't I focus on it? It won't let me focus. Huh. Whatever. Anyway, so 4 pillars and a pyramid, just like the White House. 1, 2, 3, 4, the hanging lamp and the pyramid. And it probably has a flag too. I don't know what's up there. But you see, it's got the same thing. And Presley, president. You see what I mean? you know? All right. Is there any questions you want to ask before I end the chat? Any questions anyone want to ask before I end the chat? Oh, and remember I was talking about why Stein is in the news? Julio Iglesias is in the news. And oh, and by the way, folks, when you're looking at me right here, I'm right-handed. This is my right hand. And the reason I'm saying that is because you're seeing things backwards when I show it like this. But when I turn the camera, then it shows normal. But whenever I'm doing it this way, it shows everything backwards. So Julio Iglesias is in the news for some kind of charges or something. I don't know. Anyway, Julio equals Elvis. So there's another connection. You have the Epstein, connection. There was another Julio that was involved in baseball that connected to Seattle, which I mentioned. Julio equals Elvis. But anyway, the most important connections here were how it connects to the 42 and to that date that Trump's brother died, And by the way, the thing about Trump's brother and Trump's father having the Christ in their middle name, I was the first one on YouTube to mention that. Not YouTube, the first one in the truth community. Someone probably had it on the YouTube, but never was a truther. Just were giving information, maybe. But when I saw that his middle name was Christ, I don't even know if anyone on YouTube was before that. I'm just guessing someone might have put it up there. But I checked his middle name went back in 2016, because I was saying that Trump's here to bring end of days. And when I saw that he had Christ in his name, I knew it. I said that this is the guy, And Trump's father, who has it in his middle name, Christ, his mother, Trump's father's mother, his grandmother, is Elizabeth Christ. She was born on 10/10/1880, and she died on 6/6/66. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, the Prince of the Power of the Air blew that flag down. Good one, guys. Yeah, good one. I'm going to tell you guys something in the chat. I warned you guys about talking. If you don't talk about what's in the video when I'm doing information, I'm going to ban you from the channel. So I'm going to go back. Once this video's up, I'm going to check who was the ones that were talking about something that had nothing to do with this video. I'm going to ban you from the channel. Okay? I've warned you 100 times. When I'm showing information, do not talk about that stuff. Do not talk about just nonsense. All right? So if I see that in the chat, you're going to get banned. And I don't care if you're a 10-year listener. No sorries, man. No. I'm tired of you people. You guys don't listen. Man. It distracts people. Okay, it's distracting to me and it distracts the people in the chat. They're not paying attention to the information. Shame on you. Not you. I'm talking to everyone else in the chat. I don't even know what you said. I'm talking to everybody. I'm not talking to you. Just like I said, when I find out who's the one who started it, I will. No, I'm not talking about now. Now you can ask me questions. I'm talking about during when I was showing the information. No. To anyone I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to earlier. I was talking about earlier. If you guys are talking about just nonsense about what you had for dinner, it's ridiculous. I'm showing such important information, and you guys are talking about garbage. You know, silly. You can't wait till when I do my fellowship videos where we're just talking to each other, and then I delete those videos. Why can't you just wait? Talk about what you see in the video, or something to do with the June 11th and August 4th. Anyway, anyone who just got in late, you got to watch from the beginning, because I'm going to leave this video up. It's an information video. You got to watch it. And if you don't understand something, the best way is for you to write it down. Like, write it down on cards. That way you could see the connections yourself, I'm not sure exactly what your question is. I've shown that Elvis is the Phoenix Rising. He used to wear all those shirts. I mean, on his outfits. Elvis wearing the Phoenix on his outfits. But that's not why. I'm saying, because he's the beast out of the sea. The beast out of the sea is going to come up after, after a catastrophic event. That's the point. Rising from the ashes. You know what I'm saying? He used to wear, he would wear dragons. He would wear eagles. I'm trying to see what else. I mean, dragon, peacock. Peacocks, there's like a rebirth too. And look, he even has this Aztec sun thing. What is that, I don't understand why I can't focus today. Elvis wearing a dragon on his outfit. See, look. He would wear a dragon on it. See? Look at that. Yeah. I'm sure it's nothing, huh? He's wearing a dragon. Yeah. Elvis is the beast out of the sea. And this year, what do you mean what year? This year. Elvis is the beast out of the sea. And it's the same meaning as rising from the ashes, He's the Phoenix rising. He's the beast out of the sea. He's the kraken. He's the sea goat. He's the camel that shoots through the eye of the Space Needle. All right. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys a break I'm going to go back and look who started talking nonsense, and then I'm going to give them one last chance. If they do it again, you're done, dude. I don't care who you are. But right now, I'm not going to ban anyone. All right? You guys, man, don't you understand? It distracts me when I'm seeing nonsense being talked. I'm here talking about the Elvis and the this and that, and you guys are sitting there talking about stuff that makes nothing to do with this video. It's distracting, man. No, I don't have all comments on, unfortunately. I forgot to put it. Thank God I didn't, because then I would have really been upset if I saw more comments. No, I didn't have them all. See, so for the people, I might have missed your comment because I didn't have the all button for the comments. All right. So now I'm telling you guys, thumb up this video right now. Go thumb it up. All right. It's only 24 thumbs up. Are you kidding me? Go thumb it up. And then once this video's loaded, comment under the chat. All right, do that with every video you watch. Comment under the comment section and thumb it up. You're not doing it for me. Hold on, I gotta. Okay, I'm gonna delete you. I'm not gonna delete you right now. I'm gonna delete you tomorrow. Because you know why? If I delete you now, people are not gonna see the rest of your comments. People are gonna be like, "What the heck does that even mean?" So I'm gonna wait to ban you. Yeah. Somebody in the chat, I'm gonna ban this person again. I'm not talking to you. Oh my God, it's like I'm I'm talking to. I don't even want to say the guy's name because he makes me sick. I've already told him to leave the channel, but like a little, like a stalker, he keeps coming back to the channel. I told him I don't want him on the channel, but he keeps coming back. And I give him chance after chance to stop acting up in the chat, and he just annoys the hell out of me. I'm not going to say who. If you don't know who I'm talking about, all right? It's not you, the one who just said who. Anyway, man, you guys just see you ruined the whole video. This is what I'm talking about. You ruined the whole video. You know? It's unbelievable. The guy just comes here and he ruins the video. You know? Because he's what do they call that when people want the spotlight? Yeah, he's a spotlight whore. That's what he is. He's a if the attention's not on him, he's like a little child. You know? It's sad. Yes, him. Stop asking me. My God. Yes, that idiot. That's what I'm talking about. I told the guy a million times, get out off my channel. I don't want you here. Yes, and go listen. Why don't you do like that other, that person that I banned about 2 weeks ago? Why don't you be like that person and not come back? All you do is distract and interrupt the chat. Yeah, I told you I don't want you on this channel. Please leave. Okay? Anyway, so if you're new to the channel, like I said, go to the live section of this channel. That's where all my videos are, okay? Yeah, I'm going to check what you guys were doing in the chat. I'm going to ban you too. Yeah, I'm going to ban you too. If you were doing that, interacting like that, I'm going to ban you from the channel too. Because if you didn't learn your lesson by now, after I told you guys not to do that while I'm showing information, shame on you. All right. With that other idiot, I can understand. He's a clown. He's going to do what he's going to do. But for you to interact with that when you know how irritated I get, it's that means you're disrespecting the channel. You don't care about the channel. Yeah. Anyway, you know what? Look, the only reason I'm not banning this person and I'm going on is because if I ban him right now, people are going to come in the chat and say, what is this? Who's he talking to? There's not even no one there, Yeah, I don't care. Listen, I don't care. You want to play matchmaker, but don't do it while I'm showing information. I don't care if you guys get a motel and do whatever the hell you want, you creatures. I don't want you doing it while I'm on showing a information video. If this was any other time when I'm just doing a fellowship video, you can interact and do a love match. I don't care. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Now, this was the last time. Now, I gave this guy. This was the last time for sure. This time with you to that dude. This was your last time, dude. I'm never gonna let you on again. I'm definitely gonna ban you from the channel. I can't believe that I probably have to redo this video because of your stupid ass. You make me sick, man. Sickening. Stupid. No, you'll be stopped. Don't worry. Because every time I see you from now on, see, I've given you a chance, but you won't get another chance. No, this was your last chance. I'm done. And you know, I'm going to prove it to you. Look, right now, I'm going to ban you. I was going to not ban you, but now I'm going to ban you. So he's gone. Yeah, I don't care if they're friendly with each other. As long as they don't do it while I'm showing information. That's all I cared about. I don't care. Let them, be matched, match up. I don't care about that stuff. I just don't want to be distracted. This is what happens, you know? Yeah, I could care less about that, but don't do it while I'm on an information video. So now I have to redo this video. This is unbelievable. I got to redo it. This is crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's distracting. No, I don't know how to edit. I don't have that capability. Yeah, I wish I could edit it. I'll see if I can. I don't think I can do it. Yeah, if I can, I would. I might do that if I can edit it. I don't think live streams can be edited. I'm gonna try. I don't know. No, I'll let me try it first, and then we'll figure it out. Liza, just ask me your question. What is it you want to ask? What is it you want to ask? Since this video's gone to hell in a, what do you want to ask? What was your questions? It was at Wimbledon, but I'm not sure if it was. It was a gold medal. I'm assuming it was Wimbledon. Was the 2012 gold medal for Serena a Olympic gold medal, or was it the Wimbledon?
Serena Williams won an Olympic gold medal at the 2012 London Games, and the singles final was played on the Wimbledon courts.
Yeah, so it was the Olympics. Yeah. It was the Olympics, but it was played at Wimbledon. I guess Wimbledon is a place. The Wimbledon courts. Okay. That's why I got confused. Yeah. When was Maria Sharapova born? Okay. Anthony, shut up. Anthony. Anthony, knock it off. Okay? I don't want you arguing with anyone anymore on this channel, okay? Because I will ban you too right now, man. Let it shut up. Man, stop it. Don't talk to her. And I don't want to I don't right now I don't want to talk to her either. But because she's irritating me, but you're irritating me more right now by leave her alone. You know? I don't know what she's posting and I don't care. Is she talking to you? Is she talking to you or is she talking to me? If she's talking to me, then but I think she's talking to you. That's because you're saying something. You said something earlier. Okay? You should have just said it once and let it go. Once I saw it, what you said, whatever the hell was going on, you know? Yeah. Are we done? Are we done? Give me 1 second here. Yeah. All right. Anyway, anyone who came in late, watch from the beginning because I'm not sure if I'm going to redo this video. So I'll leave it up for now and let the chips fall where they may. I don't know what the hell. But watch the video from the beginning and I apologize for the interruption to this, But watch the video from the beginning until you hear me start yelling at everybody. But make sure you thumb up this video. All right, thumb up the video, and make sure you comment under the video. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna leave it up, but I might. So make sure you thumb it up and comment. Anyway. Yeah, appreciate that, Deeds. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, God bless everyone. Jesus is God. End of video. Yeah, someone just texted me. Yeah, exactly. Totally ridiculous. Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, end of video. Jesus is God. Watch the video from the beginning.